I have played over 100 hours of Where Winds Meet, and in that time frame, I've experienced a lot of joy and a lot of suffering. I was dying to bosses hour to end, and that's because I didn't know how to become so OP that I can walk into a boss room like a Giga Chat and do it for the first time. In this video, I will literally show you how to triple your damage. Just look at the clip. But let's start from the beginning. Now let's talk about gear. There is plenty different ways to get gear in this game. Each of them is more broken than the last. Let's break down your weapon. Your weapon is hands down the most important thing in the entire game to upgrade. You can click on your weapon right here and you can hit F. This will then allow you to upgrade your weapon to whatever level you want, as long as it doesn't pass your current level. If you're confused on where to get resources, just click the icon down here, hit Alt 1, it will bring you to, let's say, the shop, or it might take you to a random point on the map. Either way, it works and it'll show you how to farm your materials necessary. A good rule of thumb is your weapon should always match your level. So my Tao Dao sword here should be level 92 since I'm also level 92. Now it may not seem like a lot, but it does make a massive difference. You can feel it, especially since I play with a bunch of different weapons. Every time I switch from my 85 down to like a 50 weapon, you feel it immediately. Lots of damage is lost here. So it's a necessity just to take this with you. Now, after we've discovered how to level up our weapons, we can also come over here to our armor. Our armor and weapons should always be very high level. This was a massive mistake that I forgot to do, and this gutted me extremely hard. Don't worry, I'll cover exactly how to get your weapons and gear, very high level, where to get the materials, all of that. But the main thing here I want to talk about is, well, set bonuses. Now, I know we can't read Chinese here, but a cool thing is you can click this little icon right here, and this will allow you to switch to a different set. The sets will be right here. You can quickly click on them to see what they do. So you can easily match all your pieces to one certain set. This will allow you to hit 4 out of 4s consistently, giving you max damage and, well, max potential. Something I never achieved. Another thing we can do is actually click F on our weapons here. This will give us a prompt to level ourselves up even further. Now, if I wanted to level, let's say, this weapon up, I could easily just put plus here and it'll start deleting my old gear to fill the requirements to level up this piece of fan, so I can start doing more damage. This is a catastrophic amount of extra damage, and I highly recommend doing this if you are going to be fighting bosses. More on that later. Do not fight a boss without the proper gear. You will be basically playing the game on ultra hard mode, way harder than horse mode, as I found out by not leveling up my gear. I was basically playing 1-2 hit simulator, and it was a rough time. You can do this for your weapons. After your weapons, you want to actually upgrade these 2 trinkets down here. After this, your armor. Then finally, your last priority would be this piece of gear right here, and then your boat. So now we know how to upgrade gear. How exactly can we get gear that's relatively good? Well, you have 2 options. You can go out into the open world and farm it. So for example, when we head over to an outpost, you'll get this chest. Chest here, you'll be given an icon to get 1, 2, or 3 times the materials. You always want to pick 3 times the materials because this resource does refresh a bit every day, and you do have a weekly cap of 600. So especially if you're not going to be playing the game 24/7, it is 150% worth it to continue to suck the bin dry, just like that Tinder date. But if you want to know how to get the real good resources, click the T, head to the top right here, and then in here you'll see a bunch of bags, a bunch of goodies, and this is where the fun begins. Down here we'll see a bunch of rocks, a bunch of notes, and gear, armor. Here we are after the legendaries. The legendaries can be found in these types of boxes. Or you can come over here to the swords and buy like upgrade materials here to further upgrade our level. This is extremely important so we don't hit like a wet noodle. You can then also buy this box. This is hands down the most important box that you want to make sure you're buying of each week. You only can get 10 per week. It'll come in level 41, 55, and 56, and then 61. This is why I highly recommend only leveling up your weapons when you're going to go fight a boss in the world. Pretty much the story mode doesn't have very many bosses whatsoever, so you can avoid a vast amount of fighting. And because of this, I highly recommend waiting until you're a certain level and then start going around the map and spam killing everything. Especially if you're playing on legend difficulty, this will help you immensely. You don't need a bunch of things you get from these quests early on. It comes way more useful later. I will show you what you want to prioritize in terms of skills, so you don't waste your time farming the wrong instance or doing the wrong dungeon, because some of them just aren't worth it. And you can be stuck on a boss for hours, and that sucks, because I've experienced it firsthand. Well, once we buy our box, you come into your inventory right here. You can click on it, open it, and then you can choose the level you want. After this, you just click 1, bam, and then it'll come up to the top of your screen. Here, you open it again, and then you can pick whichever piece of gear your heart desires. I personally right now want an extra glaive because I'm trying out glaive right now. So let's open that bad boy up. See, bam, it's legendary. Then I click F to upgrade it. I can use these rocks here, click on it a bunch of times, and upgrade it again. Now, chat, we are cooking harder than Gordon Ramsay. Our weapon fully maxed out. And this thing will hit like a freight train now, well, over double the damage, like 150% more damage we just got by doing this. And we're not even done, dude. There is still so many ways to increase our power level. Next, hit H again. Head over to the top right, and then come down here to armor selects. All your old gear after 41 will be put into this category. You want to max this out so it gets into this yellow bar. You want to do this each set of tier. This will give you more damage and tankiness across the board, just making you stronger. And because of this, it is always okay to upgrade your gear after level 41, because that old gear can be put into there and allow you to get more stats. But there is a cap, so do keep that in mind. But I wouldn't try fighting any open world bosses unless you absolutely have to until 41, so you can get pretty much God gear, go quickly kill everything, and you'll be good to go. After that, you have this honing stone here. This is another massive thing you want to look to upgrade. You want to upgrade this once again, try and get this as close to your level as possible. Here, I haven't been doing it because, I've been focusing on other things, but I'll just buy 500 of these rocks, click this button, space, and then we can do this a bunch of times. Now, since I am broke and living in straight poverty, depressing times, chat, I no longer can upgrade this to infinity and beyond. But basically, priority is the same as before. Upgrade your weapons first, then your jewelry, and then your armor, then your trinket down here. You can't even do it, and then your bow. You can't do it again. Now that we have upgrades pretty much out of the way, let's head over to our bird friend here, as this guy has some very important passives we want to make our life 10 times easier. Come to your birdie friend here. He will have an absolute plethora of upgrades. Now, you always want to follow the main path. Always follow this line. Never go from it unless you want something in particular. These will give you very strong upgrades just following this all the way to the end. I highly recommend doing this. This is just, in my opinion, the best way to level, and from my Chinese veterans in the chat, they also agree. You can occasionally branch off. Let's say if you want more help towards world bosses or just want some extra tankiness, you can do that, but ideally you want to stay on the golden road. Now we can hit H on our keyboard, come over here, and we'll see another wheel here. Now it's getting confusing. Here we have insane amount of upgrades that we have to prioritize. Don't worry, I'll break down how to get these later. You want to once again follow the main path. This will just give you the best overall upgrades. The only time you should stop and go down is if you see a man. This will give you very strong, unique passives. Now in the open world, these aren't super useful. They're more for boss fights. Every time you see one, get it. Unless it's not very good, then you can skip it. But mainly, I've been grabbing all of these and they've been extremely helpful on my journey, making me much stronger. Why? Because some of them allow me to cheat death, give me an extra revive, kind of like in Sekiro. Another one allows one hit to be completely nullified. And because of this, it's extremely valuable to get these passives. Now, while we're in here, how do we get them? Well, you'll see a little world icon down here. This is relatively simple. Everything we do in the entire game will count towards this. Questing, looting, murdering livestock, it does not matter. Everything we basically do will go towards that. Opening a chest for the first time, finding some nice butterflies, everything we do will. But how do we upgrade our, do you see a birdie icon on your map? Head over to it and immediately gather it. Never skip these. Think of this as like your long-term progression arc. You wouldn't want to skip out on your protein shake after you've hit the gym or your early morning coffee, because you'll know you'll be absolutely sluggish for the rest of the day. So every time you see one of these butterfly icons, go over and get it. This is non-negotiable. So now we know how to get some very strong passives. Let me show you the other vendor really quick. By the way, because I'm sure a lot of people will be confused, he's right here on the map. This guy operates the same as our first companion in the first zone. Now there is a few skills in this game that are an absolute necessity, not only just for having fun, but for killing bosses. These things will make your life 10 times easier. First, we'll have the finger move. This thing is great at fingering people and bosses alike. This allows you to do quests, avoid certain mechanics, and it's pretty much a must-have. Open up your map and head over to this location right here. There'll be a man standing here. You have to talk to him no matter what. He will give you the finger move and you'll be good to go. The next one we will need is the stealing move. This will allow you to steal boss weapons, avoid certain mechanics, and make your life about 10 times easier. In order to grab this must-have skill, head over to the village that we're currently in, and there should be a quest down here. Right here, there'll be a guy sitting beside this pot. Talk to him, do his quest line, and he should give you the stealing move. It's an absolute necessity to basically play the game, so do not skip him. After that, we will have our jumping move. It allows us to jump very high in the sky and do a bit of a grand slam. We get that in this village over here. After you're done doing the main story quests there, an NPC should come up, go over and talk to him. He should be in like this area right here. Do not skip this guy. He will give you this jumping move. Very useful for flying across the map like a crazy person. More importantly, it combos perfectly with the skill. You can hit 3 and then I can hit 9 at the same time, and you'll do the Buddha clap, aka the Goomba stomp. This thing squashes enemies and bosses alike, and honestly I would say it's the best skill in the entire game for just killing things. I've done this in every boss fight and chat loves it. Come over here on your map, I'll fully zoom out so you can clearly see. Grab this fire right here, then head up to this point. There will be a notebook icon up here. Do this quest line. You will have to fight a boss for this guy. So make sure you'll either lower the difficulty to easy mode if you don't have good gear, or wait until you upgrade your gear, let's say at level 41, then come over here and we'll show him who's boss. He is not too difficult. I felt he was like pretty easy, especially for me who was extremely underleveled and terribly geared. This guy only took me like 8 times, which is pretty impressive because some bosses took me hours. So I thought that guy is not too bad. So you can definitely go and kill him. I believe in you. You got this. Now, there's also a few buffs that we can apply to our weapon. One is the fire buff, or the water, or poison. All of them are very good. But the easiest one to get, in my opinion, is fire. Every time you see these little fire things, pick them up. That's 2 fire buffs we got. Head over to the next fire thing. Bam. Another 2 fire dots. We're going to be starting wildfires, boys. This allows us to basically just have a permanent dot on the enemy. If you guys are curious on how to upgrade this, open up your inventory once again, head down to the bottom right here, bam, the fire passives. This allows us to turn into a pyromaniac. I highly recommend leveling these up when you get the materials, as they make our buffs much, much stronger. We got our poisons, we got our fire, we got our water, we have our debuffs. Let's talk about our passives. These things are arguably more critical than anything else in the entire game. Let me break down exactly why. You want to hit H, head over here, and you'll see this line of skills. Now, no matter what, you want to get Mr. Horsey over here. Think of this as a flat 5% healing and damage buff. All you have to do to proc it is basically hit your opponent. You can heal, even by healing myself here, using a skill, it procs naturally. So we have 3 buffs already. That stonk's going up. Extremely strong, extremely valuable, and it's very easy to get. Just hit space and it'll track you to the proper location. Now, once you have this, you can actually upgrade it by hitting F and collecting these horse books. There is a few ways to grab these. You can hit Alt 1 here and they'll come from these chests. You can click open. Bam, we didn't get one, so not very good luck there. RNG Jesus was not on our side. That's the same way pretty much to upgrade all of these, but there is another way. We can hit Alt 2 and it'll show us a zone in which we can farm them, or we can scroll down here to the bottom, to the second part of the map, click this icon right here and travel over to this vendor. Here, once we're done traveling, we'll head over to the man with the shop icon on his head and give him a nice handshake. Here, you'll be able to purchase upgrades for your horsey. This will give you a bit more damage, just a nice buff overall. It will cost our circle coins. Remember, these are very valuable, especially in the early game where you have a limited amount. After we buy our horsey, you can just go and upgrade it. Now for the other 2 passives we want to have, no matter what, will be our weapon passives. Now these are very easy to tell because you just click on them, click on like this blue line and it'll tell you exactly which weapon. We can just do that again. Bam, this one's for the greatsword. These give you a lot of extra bonuses. For example, we'll use the greatsword 1 as it's arguably the easiest to show. Now I can hold R, and normally I only would have 2 charges, and the new charge will be glowing red. So 1, 2, 3, now it's red, meaning our damage is sky high, just like my ego. So in short, you just want to have horsey passive no matter what, then your 2 weapon passives here, and your 4th passive can be basically whatever you want. I like the armor one, but it's really up to you what you put here. Just choose whatever fits your playstyle. Next up, we have redoing dungeons, doing outposts that are scattered around the map. What exactly? Well, doing an outpost will allow you to wear better gear, so you have to do these. Without them, I wouldn't even be able to equip my legendary gear here. So you need to do outposts just to unlock the ability to wear these. On top of that, it does give you some solid gear in the chest. But if you guys are looking for pure gear, in my opinion, it's better to do a boss. Especially if you can change the difficulty to easy mode if you want. Here it'll give you little fragments. These will allow you to buy things from the shop. It will give you a chest. These gold cards are to, well, gotcha, baby. It's time to roll 777s and get that 20,000 USD boat. Yes, 20k USD boat from one lucky draw. I don't even think that's possible, but a man can dream. It'll also give you some weapons, some icons, a few random chests, and then some currency. This is extremely important to do if you are, let's say, locked and you want some better gear and you ran out of our golden chest that gave us our legendaries to begin with. So if you don't have these, the next best option would be to go do those dungeons and just farm them until you get something you like and then upgrade. If you want, you can reclaim these bonuses on your tree here. This will give you just instantaneous rewards such as upgrade materials, some free money. This is extremely important to do, especially if you're short on cash. Now, picking your weapon combo in this game will be very difficult. So let me give you an easy way to simplify it so you don't bang your head against the wall and have a mental breakdown. We already have enough of that outside of gaming. So once you pick your main weapon, let's say I absolutely love this sword. It's my favorite weapon. So you'll see this little icon on the right next to the weapons. Just match that. That's all you have to do. So these 2 weapons will be a great combo. They might not be S+ tier, but they'll be for sure at least A+ to S tier. You can do this for every weapon combo. So my brother in Christ, DMC Virgil sword here has this icon. Therefore, it would be a fantastic pairing with this spear. And this is what all my veterans in chat say. They've been playing this game for 500+ hours. This is a very simple way to pick a solid weapon combo if you're just unsure. In the early game, healing is essential to surviving. You'll have no way to really heal, and the fan is hands down the best source to do this. You'll get an AoE heal, nice little AoE. You'll have a dot over time, and you can spam R on your keyboard to continuously heal yourself, giving you a massive amount of HP. How do you get the fan? Well, you'll have two options. Either take it from my hairy friend here, or by doing the quest, and it's about down here on the map. You will need a key. This key is acquired 2 to 3 hours into the game around this location. Use that key to open up this door on its own, or you can use that key to get another weapon, the other weapon being something like Virgil's sword. Now, you get the first key about 3 hours of playing, once again over here, and then you get another key by opening up random boxes that are located in camps. So, for the RNG, that it's on your side. If you want to know how long it takes to get the other weapons, such as the glaive, this weapon right here, it'll take you about to level 16, and you should get a piece in your mail, or you can join the club here. This will also unlock the glaive for you. Last one is the umbrella. When I still have yet to unlock, you click this, come over here, and it'll teleport me to this location on the map. This is in Kaifeng, so this will take you about 15-ish hours to get to, as you'll have to do the main story over here, travel through the city like so, and then do this quest. And once you unlock the capital, then you can just speedrun over and do this quest if you want the umbrella. It's always good to store a couple of potions on you. These things are kind of like your lifesaver for boss fights. I say the big boy, the chonkers here, for when I know I got the boss move set down, and when I get about to 20 to 30% HP, I'll look to start popping these as I feel confident with my clear time. Now, if you did find this video helpful, meaning to watch me, hit that like button, subscribe, and while you're at it, check out this next video, as I'm sure you're looking for more tips to help you along your way.